So welcome everybody. It's so good to see you, and I know other people are here because I see your names. I'm Robin Thomas, and we may or may have not met, but I, Brenda, and Susan together are running this Happy Healthy Holidays program, and welcome to our very first Q&A. I'm going to talk a little bit today about habits. Now, what in the world why would we want to make habits? Let's talk about habits. Why do we want to make a change in our lives? People think about habits, they think of bad habits. They think of smoking, or they think of, other bad habits, chewing your nails. I don't know. I'm trying to think of good bad habits, but there's a lot of bad habits. Waking up and eating ice cream for breakfast might be a habit, or something like that. But you know what? Habits can be either good or bad. And what happens when we get stressed, you fall back on your comfort zone. And your comfort zone is often all about the habits of your everyday life. So if you have bad habits that are unhealthy, let's not use the word bad, unhealthy habits, and you fall back in a time of stress, such as through the holidays, even if it's good stress, it can be stressful to do all the shopping and the cooking and the visiting, and all that can be stressful. When you fall back on bad habits, you actually just become more sluggish and depressed. And your immune system can suffer, along with resistance to disease. And depending on the habit, it can make your blood pressure tend to rise, especially if you're eating extra salty snacks or not exercising as much. Your joints can begin to hurt as inflammation rises. And it can become real easy to gain weight, even if it's only a few pounds. How many people do you know who say they always gain weight over the holidays? Now, we're not really in a weight loss program here, although there could very well be a side effect of losing weight, losing a few pounds. But we are really looking at overall health and wellness, and developing and maintaining healthy habits. We all know what we should be doing. We should be keeping our bodies and minds healthy so we can sleep well, stay active so we can enjoy life, eat fresh foods, and drink clean water, and keep our surroundings calm and uncluttered. And these are foundation habits that do the most to boost good feelings of self-control and peace. But guess what? We don't always do what we know we should be doing. So you sometimes need to work on the habits. And that's what we plan to do in the next 4 weeks, is get going on working on habits that mean the most for you. And you can talk to your sponsor about exactly what you mostly want to be working on, whether it's getting more into clean eating or getting more exercise, or whatever you want to work on. So as you work on a new habit, you really kind of tend to ask, okay, so what is this going to do for me? How does this suit me? It's not easy to jump into new habits, but it helps to know how to understand how you react to new situations, to learn what can be easiest and best for you to develop these new habits. It's all about your own nature and your own personality. Now, I read a book this late summer that I love. It's Gretchen Rubin's book. There's a picture of it, maybe backwards. It's called Better Than Before, and it's just all about developing habits. She did a lot of research on natural tendencies people have when approaching any changes in their habits, because we know that a one-size-fits-all approach to weight loss and better health really doesn't work. The best wellness program is one you can and want to stick to. And it requires developing a plan that centers on your personality, motivation, readiness to change, needs, and preferences. So that's why we have like an individualized approach, we're a personalized approach. So there's a couple things I wanted to show you. If I could share the screen, I wanted to show you about a little short quiz that's in the Facebook group that I'd love for you all to take. If you take this quiz, it's going to tell you an awful lot about yourself, and you may or may not have seen it, but I'm going to share the Facebook group. If you haven't seen it yet, head on over and explore around it. This is the Living Well Connections Facebook group. And Living Well Connections, we're using, well, I tell you what, the easiest way to find the material for the happy, healthy holidays is right here in the guides. And if you click on guides, it pops up as guide 1. I kind of switched it. I told Susan it was guide 3. I moved it to guide 1. Happy, healthy holidays. Here's the introductory webinar that most of you attended. Here's the recipes that Brenda so happily shared with us, so you can have the links to the recipes. And right here is the 4 tendencies. So you can click on this, and this is Gretchen Rubin's site, and it is the 4 tendencies quiz. And it's a very quick and easy quiz and a lot of fun to find out how, you may not have even realized it, because I have to say for myself, I took the quiz 3 times and I came up with the same answer 3 times, and I kept saying, I'm not that. But I do believe it's true. And then we also have a poll, and I'd love for you to click in. So we have a lot of obligers, and obligers are people who they actually are good about, what are the obligers good about? They're good about meeting outer expectations. They're good about doing something because somebody's counting on them, or they're in an accountability group, or they have to do something for work. They've been told this is something you have to do. But what obligers are not good at is having their own self accountability. They need to have an accountability partner. They need someone who can help them. They want to do something, but then they'll find a way not to. And I found myself in that group very strongly. And I think so does Susan. The next one is the questioners. And these are people who actually resist information from the outside, but they're very good at doing stuff for themselves. And so when they resist, but what they really want is they're the analyzers. They want more information. They want to make sure what they're going to change is going to be good for them. And they want the facts, really the facts. We actually have a rebel here, which is fabulous. Brenda is a rebel. And I love about the rebels is they resist everything. They don't want to do what anyone tells them, and they don't even really want to do in their inner voice telling them. But if once they have decided that something is very good for them, they will go for it and they will do it. But if you tell them, oh, you really need to be taking vitamins every day, they're going to go, oh, no, I don't. I'll be fine. So it's kind of funny about that. I'm just looking at this. They're very high value. Authenticity is high for them. And they're very self-determined. They want to win. Yes. And when they decide they have something they want to do, they will go for it. And then the upholders, which I've actually read is a very small portion of the world are upholders. Upholders want to please other people and please themselves. So they're the ones that making new habits is easy for them. They're going like, oh yeah, sure. Say I need to do that. Okay, I'll work on that and I'll do that. They like to schedule things. They love that where, if it's scheduled, it gets done. I mean, they schedule it, they get it done. They have no questions about it. They just do it. But still, the one common thread that everybody has is everybody, I'm going to stop the share. Everybody wants to know that what we're doing is worthwhile. Everybody wants to know that it's going to help their health or help their mood or help them in a way that is meaningful to them. And I was wondering if I had anything else. I'm going to give one little one little thing, just to show the upholders, all they want to know is what should be done. The questioners want justifications. They want to know why. Why do we need to do this? Obligers need accountability. They need that accountability buddy to help them get through things. And rebels want freedom to do something their own way. So I'd love to find out. You can put in the chat. I'd love to find it if you've taken this, if you know what you are, or if you want to keep it private. If you don't mind keeping it, getting it public, put it on that poll I showed you. And I'd love to see that, because that's really going to help us all understand each other a little bit better. So that's it for the for tonight's just introductory talk. I'd love to talk more about what maybe you're expecting, or maybe you don't know what you're expecting. You know, in general, this is the first time, so I think it's be a great idea to talk over a little bit what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. And I was just wondering, have any questions at all in this? Gonna check it out. I have two places to look for questions, which is why I'm checking it out. I know one thing people always ask me is, they ask me about the second week, because this week is a lot about getting ready, getting our environment ready, getting our shopping list done, that kind of thing. Next week is the week that sometimes we call Jumpstart. Sometimes we call, what are we calling it? We're calling it Cut the Carbohydrate Cravings Week.
Yeah.
People ask me, because in USANA, we have Jumpstart programs that consists of having shakes during the day. They even have one called Reset, which is 3 shakes a day and 2 snacks. I think that's a bit extreme, but some people like that. Then we also have the option of doing 2 shakes a day and a whole food meal, or even start with just 1 shake a day. It makes a great breakfast. That with 1 shake a day, it makes an absolutely wonderful way to start the day. It's easy and it's balanced and it's low glycemic, because it's so important whenever you eat breakfast to have it not be something that's going to spike your blood sugar. Because spiking your blood sugar first thing in the morning takes you down that path. It gets you started on the roller coaster path. So if you can keep your blood sugar steady in the morning, it's much more easy. You don't get extra hungry. So you can kind of keep eating low glycemic. And then some people, if you really don't like shakes at all, you're just going to have to put more work in and effort into making at least 3 very healthy low glycemic meals. So any questions? Brenda, did you get any questions from anyone?
I did. They want to know, can you add anything to the shakes, and what would you recommend?
Absolutely. You can add things to the shakes. You can add well, first of all, if you are trying to lose weight, it's best not to add very sweet things to the shake. You know, some people, mango is sometimes yummy in a shake, but it could be too high in sugar. But berries, any berries, I love to put frozen berries and blend it together. That makes a wonderful shake. I like to put part of a frozen banana in there, or even a banana that's not frozen. I throw ice cubes in there. I mean, it's not adding any calories with the ice cubes, but it adds a texture that makes it, you know, depending on how many ice cubes you add, sometimes it makes it like a nice soft ice cream. Or if you've seen the smoothie bowls that people, I mean, ice cubes, I just love that, because especially, I've made smoothie bowls before. If I get tired of drinking things, and you can make a smoothie bowl, and you just make it a little extra thick, or put extra ice cubes in it, or just not quite so much liquid. And then you can add like fruit on top, or nuts on top, depending on the flavor, all kinds of little things on top, sprinkle on top. That's a great breakfast. Another thing is, well, let me see. There's another question came up. So, oh, okay. My goodness, we have an upholder here in the house.
We do.
We do. We have an anonymous. So that's pretty neat because you're rare. And you're wonderful. You're wonderful and rare. So that's great. That's absolutely great. So I'll put answered. And well, I answered live. Okay. I'm learning this answer thing. Anything else that goes in shakes? I mean, I've actually put spinach in shakes.
I was gonna say, can you go more vegetable side?
Yeah, you can go more vegetable. I have one thing I really like is, it's a good apple season. And I've put like sliced apples and spinach, like a sliced green apple and spinach and a squirt of lemon juice in it. Things like that. There's some USANA products that work well with the shakes. The Rev 3 is yummy in a vanilla shake.
Cinnamon. With
And
a little cinnamon.
Yes. And put some cinnamon in it. Putting cinnamon in it, and it's what does it taste? Oh, it tastes like chai tea.
Yep.
It's good. And my newest favorite is the new what is it called? Collagen. The new collagen drink in a well, actually, my even put it in the chocolate shake. It's good, but it adds a nice flavor to it. That if you're getting tired of the same old, the USANA collagen is a really good flavor to add to a shake, and it adds more protein with that. So you got the protein and the biotin for your hair and skin.
I see we have a vote for avocado.
And then I see in the chat avocado.
Yeah.
Cinnamon and nutmeg. Again, that cinnamon and nutmeg makes it nice. And you get a vanilla shake, you get this minty thing going. Or, well, I mean, some people put mint in it.
Cucumbers and mint is very good.
Cucumbers and mint. So, and we have different shake recipes that are good. Some people put beets, like fresh beets in it. Have you heard of that?
Ooh.
I haven't tried.
Well, beets are sweet tasting, and it's really not bad. It's really like berries and beets or something.
Yeah.
So it's good. Okay. Any other oh, maybe.
Let's see.
Oh, it's done. No, it was just no. Any other question?
I've had one come up that maybe we could discuss here because it might benefit other people. It's like, and so one of my clients has said, I have an issue drinking all that water. I get bored with water. What can I do to make the water, to enjoy drinking that much water? And so maybe we could share some ideas
for that. Well, one of the things I want to ask is, how much water are they forcing themselves to drink? Do you know?
I've given them a goal of 80 ounces of water to work themselves up. This is not something that they are used to drinking, and it's not going to happen overnight. And I have suggested that you get containers and, to tell how much you're doing, a couple of glasses up, or you drink a half-gallon jug, and you'll have a ballpark, and just strive for that 80 ounces. But it's like, she has trouble getting the water down.
Getting the water in, and I understand that. My mother has a lot of trouble getting enough water in. I tell her to drink a glass of water in the morning, and she holds up this little tiny juice cup. Here's a glass of water. I'm like, no, I mean a glass of water. Now, if it is the flavor of it or the lack of flavor or whatever they don't like about water, if they like flavored things, there's some options there. Just talking about the cucumbers and mint. I mean, you can infuse, and there's some water bottles you can get that have like an infused center in that. But you don't have to do that. You can just infuse it in the water there in the refrigerator. And then after, I don't know what, within 24 hours, I'd pour out the fruits or whatever you put in it. Just have the water. You can do that. You can drink, if you like bubbly water, sparkling water. I mean, there are plain sparkling waters, which are fine. And there's also, I know Trader Joe's has flavored sparkling water that has there's flavored waters that have artificial sweeteners in them. And there's flavored waters that don't have anything else in them. And that's what I would choose. I wouldn't choose the artificial sweetener.
Okay.
One of the things to think about is foods that are filled with water are just as good as drinking water. So slices of cucumber, that's just as good as drinking water. I mean, in the summer, my favorite is watermelon. There's nothing wrong with watermelon. It tastes sweet, but its calories are so low, the glycemic load is very low in watermelon. So it doesn't spike unless you eat half a watermelon, and you're not going to do. But watermelon is good for hydrating. Let's see what else. Any more ideas? Susan, do you have any ideas?
Basil. I was introduced to basil in water this summer, and it is a phenomenal taste flavor. I would never have thought of that. I think someone else said something about cilantro, but I'm not sure I would go that route, but the basil was awesome.
Basil. Yeah, some people are cilantro tasters, so that wouldn't be good for them. The other thing is I kind of schedule, I wake up, one of the first things I do in the morning is drink a glass of water. It's become a habit. It's like you wake up, you brush your teeth. I wake up and drink a glass of water and then brush my teeth. You know, it's just become, I wake up wanting that glass of water. And sometimes then I go for a walk and then I get another glass of water. But you know, having a kind of a habit like that. It's good to drink water between meals better than with your meal. When people are drinking shakes, sometimes we say, after you finish the shake, you fill the shaker bottle up with water and can just drink that. And there's different things according to what flavors you like, you know, what you like. If you get grossed out by the shake water, I don't, but some people leave a water bottle, you know, or carry a water bottle with them. Some people like to have measurements, you know, they like to see and know, okay, this is 80 ounces. I would not make the mistake of only have drunk half of it, and then as you're going to bed, drink the other half, because you'll be up through the night. But so try to get the water in before late at night. So Valena said she's been drinking lots of water, making the habit. And the nice thing is once it becomes a habit, you don't even think about it so much.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it. And other drinks, herbal teas are as good as water.
Yeah.
There's lots of good herbal teas. My favorite in the winter to sip on, especially in the evening, is ginger turmeric.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, and then USANA has this detox tea, which doesn't have caffeine in it. So it's nice to sip at night too.
One thing might be important to address is on the 7-day meal plan, every morning we talk about starting with water and lemon. And again, that lemon in the water first thing in the morning aids digestion. It wakes your digestive system up, and it's a really great way to start your morning. So again, you're not drinking just plain water. Throw that lemon in there to help with wake your digestive system up.
Yeah. Sometimes people do a little bit of cayenne pepper in there too.
Yeah.
Or apple cider vinegar. There's different options. I drink aloe in the morning, which is not bad. Yeah, I like it. And I've gotten my son who's to drink it now. My son has a lot of digestive issues, and that solved his digestive issues, to drink aloe in the morning. And he just does it. Now he does it on his own. Now it's turned into a habit. One of the things I want to tell about habits before we leave is, well, the upholders don't seem to worry about this. They just know, okay, if they make a decision, they're going to do a new habit, they pretty much do it. But maybe for the questioners here, my son has brain injury and has short-term memory deficit. So it's hard for him to remember to do something. So his whole life, in order to change his health, which he was in very poor health, not through his own means, but just situations, chronic diseases he has. We had to have him develop habits And now he is like the most regular. I mean, he resisted at first, but he absolutely, once he has a habit, he just does it. So he drinks his aloe, he takes his vitamins, he drinks his water, he does, you know, all these things. He takes a walk, he does all these things without even thinking about it,
Wow.
which is really nice, which is really nice.
The power of a habit.
Power of a habit. And then to circle back, during stressful times, we fall back on what's comforting to us. And when it has become a habit, that habit is comforting to us. So why not have healthy habits?
That's perfect.
Yes.
So
Happy-
I don't see any more questions.
Yeah, I don't see any more either.
Okay. Well, this is great. Half an hour is about what we were thinking.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we thank everybody for coming.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you
We'll
next
see
week.
you on the Facebook group.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. There's some great posts there.
Yeah, and go to the guides if you want to follow the Happy Healthy Holidays posts. Just at the top, there's one that says guides and it'll pop up. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, thanks for
Bye.
coming, y'all.